Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I'm your host, David Strege, and here I go on about another film from the 1980s. This one's from 1987. It is directed by Hugh Wilson. Hugh Wilson, who is none other than the director behind 1984's Police Academy. So I am not surprised that he brings several actors that he's worked with before back to the screen, meaning Bobcat, G.W. Bailey, and a few others. Whoopi Goldberg plays a retired cat burglar in this film. And I just wanted to show you the copy of this DVD. I know I'm a little slow on talking, but yeah, there it is. Seems to be very, very basic cover where she is actually on a motorcycle, which does in fact happen. Here's some photos on the back. In fact, that's that bottom scene there. That's in the very beginning. She actually goes and steals something from what looks like a mansion, and she's dressed up like an old lady. And she goes back to a bookstore, and the character of G.W. Bailey is, who is actually a retired cop, I believe, that knows some stuff on Bernice, and so he blackmails her into doing helping burglarize something for a Dr. Cynthia Drake, who is played by Leslie Ann Warren, and she's evidently a dentist. So after she has a very successful burglary, she ends up having to hide in the closet when the victim of the said burglary actually gets murdered during the process. So Bernice Rodenbar, Whoopi Goldberg's character, actually has to leave the scene of the crime, and evidently the murder has happened, and the murderer has evidently used a ice pick, and somehow two cops, one of them being John Goodman, who plays Detective Niswander, and his partner, Detective Todras, who is played by Anne DeSalvo. She ultimately gets involved with chasing down Bernice and seeing how everything is plays out. Bobcat, who is normally an annoying character, ends up having some very funny scenes. There's a scene where he ends up being a guy who goes to try to get a signature from a gangster, and when he raises his voice at the dude, it's very comical and over the top, and it's just laugh out loud hilarious. There's a moment where the victim has just had evidently promiscuous sex, and he comes to the closet that Whoopi Goldberg is in, and you see her see his stuff, and the look on her face is just priceless. I mean, I know that some people would call this mediocre comedy, but this is stuff that, you know, these guys pioneered these kind of jokes, and they're the. I mean, you have to have respect for the comedians that did everything they could think of to make somebody laugh, and they did. They did this first. So you have to give mad respect for that. Mad respect. I mean, come on. And I almost didn't recognize G.W. Bailey as this Ray Kirschman character. You had to really look, but I did, and I realized that he had played the captain who would who would talk down to all of the police people in Police Academy. So I thought that. How this became a whodunit kind of a mystery, where it ended up being somebody you didn't really think of it first, and how eventually it had to come down to what Bernice knew and what another hooker knew. Well, I'm not trying to suggest that Bernice as character was a hooker, but she did in fact have to go to some unsavory places. And there was another funny scene with John Goodman and Bobcat where he was in the interrogation room, and he was just over the top, going nuts. So, and he was giving Bernice time to figure out exactly what went down with this murder. So I'm sorry that I'm doing all these buts, or ers, but when I have a lot to say, I tend to stutter, and that is just part of me. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. So fuck you. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed that it kind of ended in kind of a romantic thing, I think, with Ray Kirschman and this Bernice Rodenbar character. In fact, she was actually somewhat hounding him just a little bit. In any case, I enjoyed this. It was definitely humorous. It was produced by Warner Brothers Studios along with Nelvana Productions. So the nice thing is that much of this film was distributed by Warner Brothers itself in Russia. It was distributed by Varis Video, and I think the only other one that was a little different, and these were on VHS too. VHS in Argentina was Argentina Home Video, which I didn't even realize that they had a home video thing. Evidently, films like The Big Bang Theory, Supernatural, Watchmen, Gossip Girl, The Godfather, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. These are all on Argentina video. Or a home video, So, in any case, hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. Like and subscribe to my page if you have not. Definitely check out some of my other cool reviews. Check out some of my newer reviews. I know that this has been reviewed before, but I certainly found this funny. It was a rare opportunity to see Bobcat in rare form for his comedy. Which to other people, his voice can be annoying, and I actually really enjoyed his performance in our previous discussion with my group, Scrooged. So there you have it, folks. Hopefully you enjoy my ramblings on this film, and have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Appreciate the traffic ahead of time. Thank you so much.